Yo, 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 what's up everybody? It's the John and Justin show. And today we're going to be talking about John Pierpont Morgan, the creator of JP Morgan Bank. And we're going to be talking about some of his quotes that he has. I'm going to be writing them out, and then I'm just going to elaborate a little bit on each one and how you can relate it to your life. Alright, so here we have the first two quotes. The first one, you can't pick cherries with your back to the trees. And the second one, when you expect things to happen, strangely enough, they do happen. Now, these both are talking about your mindset. These are talking about your attitude. These are talking about whether you're pushing the energy into the universe to make things happen in your life or to not make things happen in your life, right? So, how are you supposed to pick the cherries off the tree if you got your back turned to the tree, right? How are you supposed to close a deal if you're not picking up the phone, right? If you're not knocking on the doors, right? If you're not going out and meeting people, right? How am I supposed to sell my product and my program if I'm not making videos, right? So this is all about whether or not you're actually putting yourself in a position to even have business come to you, to have these relationships come to you, right? If I want to get ripped, if I want to get ripped, if I want the cherries, then I need to go to the gym. I can't have my back turned to the gym, right? So that's just something to think about, and that's a great quote. And with these quotes, what you can do is you can just write them out, print them out on a piece of paper, and just tape them up on the wall in your bedroom, right? Why not? You're going to see these quotes, and then you're going to be thinking about them every day. You're going to be thinking about them every day, and that's going to make you go out, and it's going to make you take action. It's going to make you do these things. It's going to make you implement these things in your life, right? So the second one, when you expect things to happen, strangely enough, they do happen. I think this quote is amazing. This might be the best quote out of the whole shebang here, right? So what we're talking about here is it's almost magical what happens here, because the more I tell myself that I'm going to do something, that this is what's going to happen, that this is what we're going to do, this is what I'm going to do, this is what I'm going to cultivate in my life, then strangely enough, it just happens. It's amazing, but it goes back to the attitude thing in our other video, where if you don't have that can-do attitude, if you don't think about what is possible, if you don't think about what you can do, then you're never going to do it, right? Because if you're not thinking about what you can do, then that means you're thinking about what you can't do. And then if you're thinking about what you can't do, then strangely enough, that's what's going to happen. You're not going to do it. If you tell yourself, I can never get shredded. I can never have six-pack abs. I can never become a millionaire. I can never date that really hot girl, right? Then guess what? You're never going to date that really hot girl. You're never going to have the six-pack. You're never going to become a millionaire, right? So it's so important about your attitude and your mindset and the way that you're positioning yourself in the universe around you. How are you placing yourself? How is your attitude when you're talking to people? How is your attitude when you're trying to work business, right? When I'm trying to go buy a real estate deal, I'm not thinking I can't do it. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do it. Oh, all these reasons why it's not going to happen. It's not going to work. No, cut that out. Cut that out of your life. That is not helping you at all. There's nothing that can come from that. The only thing that's going to come from that is you not doing it. Strangely enough, that's what's going to happen. If you think you can't do it, strangely enough, you're not going to do it. It's magical. It's magical. Just by thinking you can do it, just by dreaming it and going after it every day, it's just going to happen. So another thing about that is when you get hit with an obstacle, when you get hit with a challenge, it's important that you ask, how can I overcome that? Don't just stop. Don't quit. Don't stop right there. Ask, how can I accomplish that? How can I go around this obstacle? Maybe can I break through it? Can I climb over it? Do I go to the left of it? Do I go to the right of it? Do I push it out of the way? How can I go around that obstacle? Always ask how. And that's where the creativity comes in, right? Those are the most successful business people, the people who they ask how, and that's where creativity comes in, right? Look at any successful business person, that's what they did. They had a little moment of creativity where all their competition stopped. All the competition quit, right? But that person said, you know what, I can do this. I can push through it. I can move this obstacle around. I can jump over this obstacle. I can diminish this obstacle, whatever it is, and get past it. That's the creativity that you need to do that. And the way you're going to do that is by asking how. How can I do this? Oh, we can't do it that way? What if we try this? Oh, maybe if we go this way. Maybe we got to go under it. Figure it out. There's always a way. There's always a way. It's never not possible. All right, so here I put the next 3 quotes, and I hope you can read them. I know my handwriting's a little off the rockers, but I know my handwriting's a little so-so, but I hope you can read it. All right, so go as far as you can see. When you get there, you'll see farther. No problem can be solved until it is reduced to some simple form. The changing of a vague difficulty into a specific, concrete form is a very essential element in thinking. The wise man bridges the gap by laying out the path by means of which he can get from where he is to where he wants to go. All right, so what are these quotes talking about? Well, all these quotes here relate to my accountability coaching program, right? They all relate to accountability. They all relate to goal setting. They all relate to taking action, right? So the first one, it goes with that staircase example that I have in all my videos, where I'm talking about, you have the end goal at the top, your farthest out goal at the top of the staircase, and you can't really see up there. It's dark. It's a dark floor up there. You can't see what's going on. All you can see is the first step right in front of you on the staircase. So go as far as you can see. Take that first step. When you get there, you'll see farther. It's amazing. As you progress up the staircase, as you progress up the ladder, you're going to see the next step every time, every single time. You're always going to see what the next thing is that you can do. The next thing you can do for exercising, the next thing you can do for relationships, the next thing you can do for business, right? You can always see exactly what the next step is. Let's say you're expanding your business, and right now it's just you. You're the secretary, you're the accountant, you're the sales guy. You're doing everything right now, right? And maybe you realize that you're stuck. Your business is stuck at a certain point, but you see that the next thing you need to do is to hire an employee. Maybe you need to stop doing all the accounting. Maybe you need to hire someone, part-time or whatever it may be, and outsource that part of your business, right? Leverage your time so you can expand, so you can dedicate more time to the sales calls, right? And then maybe as you're doing all that, you realize, hey, I need to get someone else doing the sales calls instead of me doing them all alone, right? Now you're expanding. Now you're able to double your business that way, right? And then maybe you need a secretary because there's just so many things going on. You need someone to just focus on what the things are that are going on, right? So the next quote, no problem can be solved until it is reduced to some simple form. The changing of a vague difficulty into a specific, concrete form is a very essential element in thinking. So you see, this is the main reason that people pay for our program, is because of this second quote here. You see, I don't know if it's a talent of mine or what. I think everyone can do this, but I'm able to see where someone is and figure out where they want to go and show them how to get there, right? And that goes into the last quote. The wise man bridges the gap by laying out the path by means of which he can get from where he is to where he wants to go, right? I'm that wise man, and you can pay for my wise man talents, right? So, John Pierpont Morgan understood this at an essential level, at the deepest level. And that's why he has all these amazing quotes, you know? So I can help you take your problems and break them down into the simplest tasks, right? So a quick example might be, let's say you're a single guy and you want to find a girlfriend or whatever, you know? Well, then we're going to break down what it is you do that is going to allow you to find this girlfriend, right? So what are you doing every day? Where are your social interactions, right? What kind of job do you have? These are all the questions I'm going to ask you. How often do you go out? Where do you go out? You know, who are you hanging out with? You know, are these people that you want to date, right? Are your friends the type of people that are going to be around other people that you would date? You know, maybe I will show you that you're hanging out with the wrong group of friends. Maybe you're hanging out with the right group of friends, but you're not hanging out with them enough. Or the amount of time that you're hanging out with them isn't quality time where you're going to find a partner, right? You know, maybe you need to go on to online dating and then find some dates, right? And then you need to meet them, and then you need to actually go out with them, right? And I'm going to be here holding you accountable, making sure that you're going out on these dates, making sure you're following through, right? That's what I do for my clients. That's what we do, right? And we do that with business. We do that with exercise, with health, with dieting, eating, everything. You know, I'm not some social expert, right? I'm not some business savvy expert, right? I'm not some exercise guru. I'm an accountability guru. I'm a goal setting guru, right? That's what I do. That's what I do for my clients. That's what we do, right? All right, so this next quote. The first thing in credit is character. Before money or anything else. Money cannot buy it. So let me give you a background story on this quote. So apparently JP Morgan, it's something along the lines of this, right? Where he's sitting in front of Congress or something like that. He's sitting in front of the government and, you know, society is all mad that there's too much power held up in one group of people, one group of gentlemen, right? And so one of the congressmen or whoever asked John, they asked him, you know, in giving out money, in giving out credit, the first thing you look at is their amount of money and their property, right? Their assets, things like that. He didn't say it like that, but something along the lines of that, right? And then John's response was, no. The first thing is character. Before money or anything else. Money cannot buy it, right? So, and then like everyone was like, they started applauding. They were like, wow, like this is amazing. Like this guy's great. Like, because they were trying to make John out to be like some greedy, savage businessman who didn't care about anything else other than money. And this was his response when they asked him, like, well, what do you look for in a person when you give them money, when you give them a loan, right? It's money and what kind of properties they have, what kind of assets they have, what kind of businesses they own. That's what you look at, right? And John said, no. The first thing I look at is their character, right? Their honesty, their dignity, their integrity, right? So, now why is this so important? And I'm going to break this down. I don't know if John broke this down. I don't think he thought as deep as I'm thinking about it right now. And that is that the most valuable thing to anybody is their time, right? Because everyone is just trying to survive in this universe. That is the only meaning of life, is to survive, right? And surviving is your time, right? You only have so much of your time, so you want to dedicate it all to just expanding yourself, expanding your survival and all of that. Now, if you come into interactions with people who are dishonest, people who have poor character, people who have no integrity, right? What happens? Those people rob you of your time. They are robbing you of your life. They are thieves of time, right? So it's not so much important as how much money someone has, what kind of properties they have for me to give them a loan. What's more important is that they have good character, right? It's that they're honest, right? Because if they mess up, but they're honest, then I know I can work with them to get further, to get something accomplished. Even if they mess up along the way, we can figure something out. We can always figure something out. Now, if someone is dishonest, if someone's not trustful, then there's nothing I can figure out with them because they're dishonest, they're not trustful, right? Only thing those people are going to do is rob you of your time, right? So the marketplace will always value those with character, okay? And if they value those with character, that means they're going to give money to those with character, right? The banks are going to give money to those with character, to those with integrity, to those who are honest, right? To those who show that they can be accountable, they can be held accountable, right? So, knowing this, you will understand that character is the most valuable thing that anyone can value, because it shows that you're not going to waste someone's time. So those with character will get paid for it, and they'll get paid extremely well. They'll be endowed with riches, right? And someone with poor character, they may be rich from time to time, but over a lifetime, they will never be rich. It's impossible for someone with poor character to maintain wealth, to maintain riches for an extended period of time. It is impossible. Every person who comes upon wealth and has poor character destroys that wealth. It may take a couple years, but they destroy that wealth every time. But people with good character, people who are honest, people who are truthful, they are able to maintain, expand, and sustain their wealth over a lifetime. So this is the last quote. When I have business on hand, I think it is better to have it done quickly, right? So what is he talking about here? He's talking about not wasting his time, right? So this is why John Pierpont Morgan was able to complete so much, was able to do so many things, because as soon as there was something to accomplish, something to go do, he was not wasting his time dilly-dallying. He was not wasting his time in indecision, right? Oh, should I buy this railroad company or not? I don't know. When all the railroad companies were collapsing, he was out there, okay, these are the numbers of this business. Okay, this is where they're located. All right, boom, purchase them. Boom, acquire this one. Boom, acquire that one. Boom, don't acquire that one. Boom, acquire that one, right? Because he knew that time is his only thing. Time is the only thing we all have. So he was out there taking action. He was out there consuming the railroads, right? And then he went to Andrew Carnegie and says, I want your business, right? What's your price? What did Andrew Carnegie do? He wrote on a piece of paper. I think he wrote $400 million or $450 million, right? For his business. Showed the piece of paper to John. John looks at it, says, okay. Just like that, spends $500 million for a business, right? Now he has everything. He was America. He was America's business, right? He had the railroads. He had everything, right? John was not messing around. John did not have time to not take action, right? So you guys have to think about this in your daily life. What are you doing every day, right? Think about all the time that you're just wasting literally scrolling through Instagram, literally scrolling through Facebook. I mean, stop scrolling, guys. Stop the scrolling. Stop the scrolling, people. Come on. There's things we got to do out here. There's businesses we got to acquire, right? There's cash flow we got to cash, right? There's people we got to call. There's businesses we got to do, right? So I'll leave you with this one last thing, right? And that is, the more I complete, then the more I can complete, right? Let's do this now so we can focus on the things not yet done, right? So if there's business on hand, take care of it. Go do that, right? If you say you're going to go to the gym today, go to the gym. Get it done, people. Because as soon as you get that done, then maybe you can go focus on making some sales calls. Maybe you can go focus on reading that book, right? And then don't look at the book. Don't think about the book. Don't have the book just sitting there while you're scrolling on Instagram. Get off the phone, put down the phone, pick up the book, read the book, learn the knowledge, implement the knowledge in your business. Go take action, right? Oh, well, I don't know. Should I create an LLC? Should I not create an LLC? I don't know. Go learn about some LLCs, right? Go on the internet, ask the questions that you need to answer, right? Ask the questions that you need to learn about some knowledge about LLCs. Learn that knowledge about LLCs, right? And then decide, should I make the LLC? Should I not make the LLC? Well, it's looking like I shouldn't make the LLC. Then don't make the LLC. Or maybe it seems like, I don't know, there's a lot of benefits to the LLC. Then go make the LLC. Who cares? Screw it. It doesn't even matter. Nothing's real. Nothing is real. You see, I like to say that a lot. I mean, everything is real, obviously, but I like to say that, nothing is even real. Like, nothing is really real, right? Because that allows you, it diminishes the importance on things, right? So it diminishes the importance of making a decision, So when it's like, I don't know, should I call them? I called them yesterday and they seemed like they didn't really want my products or whatever, then my answer to that is, dude, just call them. It's not even real. Like, nothing is even real. It doesn't even really matter, And then it's like, okay, all right, yeah, let's just call them. Who cares, right? All right, let's just go make the LLC. Who cares? Like, we'll figure it out. If it doesn't work out, we'll dissolve the LLC next year. Who cares? Doesn't even matter, right? None of it really matters, right? Making this video, what I say, who cares? Doesn't even really matter. It's not even really real, right? So just go out there, take action, people. Get going. Take care of business. If business is on hand, go take care of that business, right? John would always be taking care of his business, right? If he was in your position, he would be taking action. He would not be scrolling on Instagram. What would John be doing? He'd be reading. He'd be studying. He'd be out there meeting the people he has to meet. He'd be taking action, right? And that's why you guys need to join my program, right? The Jon&Justin program, right? Where we do accountability, we do mentoring, and what we do is we set up your goals. We figure out what it is you really want, right? We show you what you really want because you might not even really know. You haven't asked the proper questions to figure out what you really want. And then we break that down into what you need to be doing right now, this moment today, to get to that goal tomorrow, to get to that goal next week, to get to that goal next month, right? So join our program. Sign up. It's 100% money back guarantee, although we've never had to give our money back because every single person loved our program, shares their program with their friends. One of them joins up, then they share it with another friend, and it's just been a chain effect, people. Let's get going, right? Let's start taking action. Let's get some business going. Let's make some money, right? Let's make some relationships, right? Let's cultivate our families, right? Let's do this, people. Come on, let's take action. Let's go. Stay healthy, stay wealthy, stay loving. Subscribe, like, stay tuned for more. Hit the bell. Bada boom, bada bing, baby. Let's get this rolling. Boom.